If there's one thing I really wanted to see is Iron Man do a draggy test. But we had some suspension issues, we had some other issues that had to be sorted out. So we got those things sorted out, I think. But before we go out and do this test, let's talk about the suspension first, and then we can go out and test the suspension. Then we can do a draggy test. No reason to waste time. Let's get right to it. Let's look at the suspension. For my people who are new here, this is Iron Man. This is my 1983 Chevy C10. Still has the 350 in it, still has the turbo 350 in it. I did a cheap budget drop on this thing. I think the whole drop might have been $200 and something. Let's talk about it real quick, and then we'll just go over the whole deal real quick. Anybody who's new, like I said, it's just a 350, has some aluminum heads on it, long tubes, Simon A02 cam, rebuilt turbo 350 with a shift kit in it, 342 gears in the rear. That's pretty much all of that. But the issue I was having was under acceleration, the drive shaft or the rear end was doing this when I was hitting the gas, which was causing the drive shaft to come out of the transmission or somewhat come out and be rubbing up against the bottom of the truck. Now, I didn't hear this, but what was happening was up under hard acceleration, shifting in the second, I would hear like a grinding, and I didn't know what it was at first, but once I pulled the drive shaft out, I did see a little bit of metal inside of the transmission. So what I did was installed a new yoke, and it didn't fix it. So I said, okay, that's weird. Did a little research. They said, hey, you probably gonna have to install CalTracs and et cetera. You got to get your drive shaft angle right. So after going through all that, I finally got that to stop. But yeah, let's talk about the front suspension, and then we'll talk about the back. So getting down here to talk about the front suspension, guys. Like I said, I think this is a 5.7 drop. This literally is like, I mean, really close to this inner fender in here. It's not touching it, but it is probably about the length of my hand right here, about an inch or two. And I think this ended up being a 5.7 drop. How did I drop this thing, right? There was nothing crazy that went into it. Like I said, I found this on a video on YouTube. If I can find the video again, I will link it below for y'all. All I did was take the original springs out, cut those original springs, and I think it was 1 1/4 coils off of the spring. So you go 1 coil, and then you go another quarter turn, and cut that off, and that's it. Installed a, I can't remember what the shop was. I can't see it from here either. Installed new shocks. Can't remember. There was some KB. They weren't expensive. The front was really cheap. Installed some KB shocks. They weren't, like I said, they weren't anything crazy. But that video will have everything for y'all. If I don't link the video down below and y'all need it, let me know. I will come back in and put it in the comment section or something. I will update if you let me, if I forget. Like I said, that's pretty much the front. One more quick note for the front is, while I was there, I did go ahead and rebuild all the front suspension. So all the front stuff is redone. It is all new bushings. Now, I did reuse the original stuff, and here's a few more little tips for anybody. So I put all new bushings in the front, which, I'm gonna be honest, if you got the money, just buy some new ones, because this ended up being a lot of work. But I put all new bushings in the upper and the lowers, new ball joints in the upper and lowers. And what ended up happening was, it was just a lot of work to get those bushings out and pressing them back in and making sure you didn't crush the sides of the control arms. And then the other part of it was where that bushing goes, where that not bushing, but ball joint goes into the bottom, that bottom one, it'll stretch out. So I literally had to go around and kind of put a few tacks, or kind of pretty much just weld up the bottom, weld the ball joint to the lower, because otherwise the ball joint wouldn't stay, it just fell out. So I seen a lot of guys say they just welded it in. So that's what I did. The goal is honestly to swap out that lower, upper and lower, honestly. But I'm gonna show y'all why I really want to change out the lower, because it hangs pretty low to the ground. But I'm finna show y'all that right now. We're looking up under the front of Iron Man. Of course, the whole front suspension is kind of low. but those control arms are slightly lower than anything up under there. And I have seen guys change out for aftermarket ones that actually look a lot better and they don't sit that low. Nothing I can do about the cross member right now, but I do plan on, you know, swapping all of that stuff out at some point. Just not in the budget right now, but I just want to show y'all that. For the rear. Oh, let's do tire sizes also, just for anybody who might need it. Tire size is, I can't remember, here we go. 255 70 15. That's the tire size. Honestly, on the back, we are going with a wider tire at some point. A wider, probably, what's that other tire? Not this Mastercraft. Cooper Cobras, I think they said was the best like hard tire. These are 255s. I think I have enough room to go 275. Right here I have about 2 or 3 inches, and on the back I have another 2 or 3 inches. So 275 shouldn't be an issue. And eventually, I'm gonna be honest, it would be nice to tuck like a 315 up under here. Even if I have to modify this a little bit, cut it, spread it, re-weld it or something, whatever. But either way, next tire will be a 275, I'm thinking, on the back, and it's about time for home. So yeah, 275s on the back, should be fine. These are 8-inch, not rallies, but they call them baby moons. Some people call them on the internet. Sometimes you can find them as smoothie wheels or something like that. But yeah, so on the back, like I said, there's an axle flip kit that I got off eBay for $13. I got it off eBay for $13. I'm not sure if I can even find it anymore, but yeah, that's one thing I did. eBay flip kit, and then like I said, the rear end was hitting. It was hitting every time I hit the gas. It was hitting, and that's when I got these CalTracs that we have to go out and test them to make sure I got them set up correctly. Let me show y'all everything up under the bottom, and then we'll talk about what's gonna happen in the next video. We are up under the truck, right? Y'all can see the chrome cover does look like it's leaking though. Might have to look into that. Rear end cover like it's leaking. Anyway, let's see here, guys. Y'all see the back of the CalTracs. What ends up happening is that bottom piece, your flip kit. Make sure the one that you get, it works with a flip kit. The shocks up under here were crap. What was that? I think they were Beltec drop shocks. But like I said, all that'll be in that video for those shocks. Like I said, that'll take the place of the bottom plate for your flip kit. That, and then it bolts up to the front of the leaf spring. And I mean, there's really nothing to it. Setting it up, torquing your bolts, torquing all your bolts down. And what that does is it holds that rear end. That bar down there stops that rear end from doing this. A lot of people say it stopped the axle hop, different stuff like that. So got a lot of benefits to having that. It rides better. Like I said, when I smash the gas, it feels more stable now. So what's about to happen in the next video is we have to make sure that those CalTracs are doing what they're supposed to do. If you watch a video on CalTracs, what happens is that it's a little thing and it flips up and it stops the rear end from doing this. It flips up and it plants that rear end when you hit the gas. And I'm not sure mine is doing that. I don't know. I mean now definitely drives like a whole different truck. To be honest with you, it drives like a whole nother truck at this point, especially as far as high performance. I would notice before the CalTracs, the truck will kind of get a little squaggly like that, but most of the time now, it may be spinning, but it's going straight now. It doesn't feel like the rear end is like doing this. So that's definitely a big piece of it. Maybe spinning, but like I said, it's more under control spinning now, because before the truck would kind of go this way and sway that way and sway this way. So I would definitely recommend them. Probably even for a stock 350, man, I would probably recommend them on any leaf spring, car, truck, whatever. Regardless, I mean, unless you don't have any issues. If if there's no issues, then I wouldn't worry about it. What was I finna say? There's a lot of little weird feelings from the rear end, way back when I was first doing all this stuff. But there's a few things we got to do. I do have to check this rear end because I actually see literal fluid draining. Block is leaking. So definitely got to check that rear end, make sure it's still full of fluid. And when we come back, I am going to put a camera up on the truck and we're going out to make sure that these CalTracs on both sides are adjusted correctly, and then we're gonna go do a draggy test. And then we're gonna find a Friday night, Thursday night, or whatever they have when it ain't that serious. And we're gonna go down there, we're gonna make a shakedown. Like I said, we still have to go to the dyno. If you're interested in that type of content, this is not my only car, this is not my only truck. Well, it is my only truck. It's not my only vehicle for the channel. Go check out the channel. You know, if you're strictly a Chevrolet guy, this might not be the spot for you. If you're strictly a Ford guy, it might not be the spot for you. Strictly Dodge, it might not be the place for you, because I have all of them, and I like all of them, and I love all of them. You know, so I'm a car guy. I like what I like. So, like I said, man, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, because we will be coming back real soon with that test, testing this rear end. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to another one, man. Hey, there's a hype feature, man. If you want to help me out, hit that hype feature. PullsTv, gone.